Well, hello. I see I already have one viewer. That's good news. How you doing? I am Fandromir, um, who is actually right here. But just like yesterday, I was trying to get a lot of things done before stream, and I managed to do everything I needed to do except, again, make craft updated weapons. So, I'm just gonna real quick go into my weaponsmith Grimili character and make a couple of swords for Fandromir. And then we'll continue plugging away at book 1 of volume 1. Yesterday, uh, we defeated Amdir and then helped Strider figure out what happened to, or at least try to figure out what happened to 4 of the 9 Nazgul that were missing. We didn't know where they were, so I went over to Langlin, over north of Buckland, and helped him first with killing some Crabine, then going to Crick Hollow, which was Frodo's house that he bought. And I think he only stayed in it, in the book, he only stayed in it one night before he left. It was all a giant ruse before he left on his journey with the ring to Rivendell. So while we were there, we met Fadiger Bolger and saved him from a couple Crabine. Oh, then we went to the I don't know how you describe her, a Angmarum woman who was basically training the Crabine. They kind of talked to her, they fed her information. So we had to take her out before she could tell the Witch King what was going on, and that Frodo was loose with the ring. And then we ended the stream, in my opinion, about an hour early because I was too low of a level to get the next quest from Tom Bombadil, which would probably have involved us going into the Great Barrow, also known as Arthringroth. So today I spent some time leveling up, and we should be able to pick up that quest now. And if we can't, or if for some reason even further down the line I'm too low of a level to pick up the next epic quest, I'll just chat as I go around doing some high level quests to boost my level. But in the meantime, feel free to leave a follow, leave some comments in the chat about if you play Lord of the Rings online. If you do, what server you play on, maybe what race of free people, or for that matter monster play, and what class. We can start hopefully building a kind of community where we can connect and play. I will be attempting to stream every night at 8 o'clock, Sunday through Saturday, I guess, technically, 7 days a week. I might not always stream Lord of the Rings online. If there's a want or a need, I might end up streaming something else. I know I play a bunch of other games like Fortnite, or I also play Skyrim. I play Fallout, EVE Online. I play all sorts of games. World of Tanks. I play a lot of World of Tanks, or at least I did, but I still have an account. So if there's anything else that you want to see streamed, just let me know, and I'll see if what I can do. If I have it, and, you know, if I've never played it before, maybe we'll just see how bad I can be at a new game. Alright, so now I'm just reloading up my character here with all the new stuff I made for him. And then we will get going. Let's see. I also need to get the battle lore and crafting lore from level 13. That's that. I don't need crafting lore, but I need battle lore, so we got that. Lesser warding lore, level 13, good. And no new food. So that's good. Oh, I should probably put the old stuff back in there, though. Let's put you and you away. Oh, champion potions. Let me see if I have any of them pre-made. I'm pretty sure I do. What is this? Here we go. Fervor. And morale and power pots. Alright, where's the old ones? There they are. I'll put them back in my inventory. Alright. Now it's hard to tell which one. 15, 12. Oh, duh. It always replaces the main hand one first. Alright. Get crafting stuff in there. It's always good to go at it with updated weapons, armor, and it, oddly enough, especially jewelry, because it seriously smooths your ride. It makes it a lot easier to do all the things that we try to do. Let me put that there, and that there. Put that there, and there. Nice. Alright, let me think. Is there anything else? Oh, I might want to hotkey that. There we go. Alright. I feel as though I am ready. Not the color I prefer. I like the dark blue, but I don't want to waste any of your time. So I'm just going to make what, or just do what they sometimes say in, what was it? Monty Python skits, when they seem to go off the rails, and just get on with it. I'm not going to put on the cloak, but I will put it on cosmetically. First I've got to bind it to myself, and then put it on cosmetically. Nice. Oh, that's a nice color anyway. Alright, go through here, sell off all this stuff. Hopefully I don't accidentally sell off those earrings I made, because if I make level 20, I'm gonna pull off a lot of my faster EXP stuff in order to make it seem a little bit more fair, I guess. I don't know. You can even call it fair. Alright. Good. Now, I just gotta catch Tom as he's prancing around here.
Hey, come, Derry Dole, can you hear me singing?
Alright, so it says the Great Barrow is not a place for weak hearts or frail limbs. Wicked wights and evil lords make merry in their terror. They've never caught old Tom, and never will they. He's the master. If you be a going, Tom will take you. Alright. Alright, so instance.
Now let the fun begin, let us sing together.
Well, my merry fellow, ready to go a-leaping over barrows? Skip along and we'll sing a song that will make the dark ones rattle.
An unholy alliance is forged within the depths of Othrangroth, the Great Barrow, a sinister pact which could spell doom for Eriador.
Alright. Come now. Between those stones is what you look for, the Great Barrow of the Downs. Careful now, or their bones will lie until the whites have you dancing. Or there your bones will lie until the whites have you dancing. Alright, so let's go. See those lights in the distance? That's where we're headed. Kind of spooky. A little bit. Just a little bit. Dour hands. Oh, and I finally got my shooting skill, which apparently shows up at level 16 if you're a champion. Alright. Now, I believe that, yeah, see, the Witch King was standing right here when I got attacked by those two dour hand dwarfs, and he told Skorgrim, he said, "Come, Skorgrim." So let's go in the Great Barrow. And the details and stuff that they put in here are interesting, like this dead guy sitting on a throne. We got some mummified guy embossed in the wall here. We got a weird head looking thing suspended above that throne, so it's like a lot of interesting little details they put inside this barrow all the way back in 2007. Well, actually, was it 2000? Yeah, it was still 2007. It was just later than initial release. A lot of dwarves in here. That's kind of fishy. Oh, I got a lockbox apparently. Alright, so we're heading down into this Great Barrow. And I think we're trying to find more information now about the Witch King and Skorgrim and what they could possibly want inside of this barrow. Look at that. There's like a skeleton couple of them trying to get out from behind those wooden planks. Oh, more dour hands. And let's get this guy. So what's interesting about the dour hands is that there are I think it was like seven different clans or races or whatever you want to call it of dwarves. And they, like Longbeards is one, and that's the most famous ones, the ones that are from the Lonely Mountain and Moria and what is that other? Where Ironfoot came from. I think it's the Iron Hills dwarves. But anyway, those were all Longbeards, right? And then there were supposed to be several other different, for lack of a better way of putting it, races of dwarves. maybe not races, but like clans of dwarves. There was one race that was also, or group or clan or whatever, that was specifically mentioned in the book The Children of Húrin, which I read as an audio book. I didn't actually read it, I guess, but as an audio book, narrated by oh my lord, I forget his name. That's gonna be embarrassing. I apologize in advance, but read by Christopher Lee, who played Saruman. I don't know why I forgot his blanked on his name all of a sudden. But it was read by him, the audiobook, Children of Húrin. It was very well done. But there was a single last living dwarf from that dwarf clan that was in that book. And I think what they're trying to get at in this game is that the Dour Hands is another one of those. That's why I went onto this kind of tangent talking about dwarves. I seem to talk about dwarves a lot. But yeah. So Dour Hands are not Longbeards. They're like a separate group, separate clan. But they were made by this game for this game, as I understand it. What is that noise? And here comes a white. Nice. All right. Now these deadly tomb whites that are missing an arm and missing a head, combined with these creeping arms, is another interesting aspect of this game, I guess, where they added stuff like that. Alright, and there is the Witch King. Right there. And Skorgrim, the leader of the Dour Hand Dwarfs, has been resurrected, apparently. Come Ivar awaits us. Seem to be able to back out of places very quickly. See, even though he is, what, 4 levels above me, because I have fully upgraded equipment, doing pretty good. And now that I said that, I'm like missing and hitting low. And here we go. Oh, completed a deed. Eridor, Breland, White Slayer. Alright. I should probably be looking at this. Oh, I don't have all the Valor now. Still working on that. Alright. Here we go. Alright. So it says a great reward awaits you if you both succeed. Ivar, we shall need of your ward in the east. We shall have need of your ward in the east. Pay no heed to the twice fool Saruman. You have hounded my steps for too long, and now the dead shall take you. Ooh. Little does he know I am Fandramir, champion of Gondor. See? Can't kill me with some whites. So I'm going down, 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 following the Witch King. Where did he go? Oh, and then there's Sambrog. I like the way his armor looks for some reason. If thou seek an audience, thou may approach. Well met. My master sends thee greetings. I grant thee the boon of an audience before I kill thee. Thou seem desirous of certain knowledge, so I will give it thee. For the dead speak not, the white cackles. My master seeks a great power for the Dark Lord, but the Dark Lord has more designs than this. The Pale Dwarf shall go to the north and gather an army in the name of Angmar and the Witch King. The Gaunt One, a great power himself, and to whom I owe this form, goes to the east. There, in Agamauer, he shall awaken a power that lies sleeping in the waters. With her under his command, the skies will turn to blood, and all shall despair. Now thine audience comes to an end. Thy death awaits thee. Something tells me maybe I should have... thou cannot defeat me. I often wonder if they use thee and thou correctly in these things. Right again. What? It cannot be. And then in prances Tom Bombadil. What be you a-thinking? Dead men should not be waking. Vanish into sunlight. Leave your barrows empty. Nice. A lot of deeds to do.
Tom Bomb Jolly Tom, Tom Bombadillo.
Was it worth the trouble? Did you learn your lesson? Leave the dead to sleep their dreamless sleep, and walk yourself upon the green grass under the sun. Come now, my merry friends, warm fire is awaiting. Now, he says friends because this was originally intended to be a fellowship quest. In other words, a group of, 6 people is a fellowship?
Saruman the White has become the jailer of Mordor. It was he who orchestrated my capture and imprisoned me atop Orthanc. Gwaihir the Windlord came to my rescue and saved me from this accursed tower. All would have been lost if Strider hadn't found Frodo and the hobbits.
Alright. That's that. Now, I should probably not be able to see Marigold Boffin here, because that's a different quest line and she isn't there yet.
Ring a dong, hop along, follow the willow.
The darkness is behind us in that dank and dreary tomb. We'll make our way back into the light and feel the sun on our faces once more. Which one's going to be a better return? I used to feel bad for taking this stuff and then selling it, because they're giving it to me for a reason. But now, I don't care. Old Barrow wights from Angmar came. They disturb the peace and trouble folk who wander through their mounds. Let the dead sleep and leave their troubles in the earth, unless of course you wake them, dancing on the rooftops. Hey, come, my friend, linger here no longer. To Bree you should be a-going. You've a friend there who awaits you. Alright. Well, let's go back to Bree, because I'm sure Strider will want to know about everything that we learned just now. Can't help it, I always need to fight whatever I find. Oh, nice. Finally got that. Put that there and put that there. There. So I'm going to try to skip through the Barrow Downs to get to Bree a little faster. There's a lot of people out here. I'm used to playing on older servers that have much higher level caps, so I'm not used to seeing people at these low levels. That's what's nice about these legendary servers, is it kind of slows everybody down. Unless you transferred in, you don't transfer in with a whole lot of stuff that you had on the other server. You kind of have to start from scratch, which then forces you to be at those low levels. So that's nice. I'm not going out the normal way. There's a back route here that I want to take because I just want to search this Dead Man's Perch right here for the other guides, the other survivors of the people who, in a different quest line, mistakenly came into the Barrow Downs here. And here they are.
Greetings.
I'm just gonna pick up their quests real quick
Could I
while I'm
speak
here.
with you a moment? Would you do something
I
for
like
me?
to do each quest at
Stay
least
a
once,
moment.
and even the repeatable ones.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Her story is sad.
Might to take a moment of your time.
She lost both her sons
Would
out
you
here.
do something for me? Might to take a moment of your
Alright.
time.
Here we go. Back to Strider. I like what they did with Bree. They gave it its hedge wall instead of an actual wall, which is in line with the books. And then interestingly, there's Arnorian ruins inside of it, which indicates that the town is a lot older than it appears. I mean, look at all these people hanging out. There was either a actual young lady or somebody playing as a young lady role-playing in the Prancing Pony last night. Oh, there's a band. Look at this, there's a couple bands. Is this that song? What song is this that they're playing? It almost sounds like the... Huh. It just sounds very familiar, but it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bands playing, and a number of people dancing. Yeah, that's nice. Music has been in this game. Player-played music has been in this game since pretty much since it came out. Is there anybody hanging out back here? I don't. Oh, there is somebody. Nice. Well, let's go talk to Strider. Oh. The door to Strider's room is locked. Okay. Well, let's find out what's going on. Oh, look at this. It's a hobbit-sized room. That's neat. So let's talk to Barliman Butterbur and see what's going on. Why the door's locked. Maybe he knows. Says, "Oh, hello there again. I was so busy that I didn't see you, but there's never a moment's peace here, if I may say so. I was so worried that he'd sour my beer for letting Mr. Underhill and his friends go off with that ranger. He who? Oh, why that would be Mr. Gandalf, of course. He says he's a wizard or some such, and I'll say there must be something to those tales, for my beer's never been better. He was so pleased. Begging your pardon, but I do run on sometimes. Gandalf said to send anyone looking for Strider up to his room. If it's up the stairs just beyond Strider's room." Okay. Well, I guess we'll go talk to Gandalf. So far, out of the main characters of the story, we've met Strider, and we're about to meet Gandalf. And there he is. Gandalf the Grey.
Why do you disturb me?
He does not sound very happy, though. It says, you are lost or seek me with intent. By the look in your eye, I gather the latter. Though I also sense you sought another. Strider, perhaps? Then we have both come too late. Our mutual friend has left, bearing with him a terrible burden. I am Gandalf the Grey, a friend of Strider's. If he set you to a task, it could not be much less urgent than his own. Tell me your tale, and I will deliver it to him. So, apparently in this break here, I tell him the tale. So Angmar arises. It is grim news, but I'm not surprised. Nevertheless, I cannot turn aside from my own task, for the fate of all Middle-earth hangs upon it. This burden I place upon you in the name of the free peoples of Middle-earth. Hinder the Witch King's plans, if you may. Whether east or north, I bid you good fortune. Farewell.
I need your assistance.
So you have done much good for the people of Breland, but the shadow of Angmar spreads far and wide. Shadow of Angmar, that's the name of the original release of Lord of the Rings. I have learned from Gwai here, the Wind Lord, that another of my order has found corruption in the Lone Lands, east of Bree. It may even be related to the dangers you encountered in the Great Barrow. Unfortunately, Radagast is given to wandering and will be difficult to find. I would ask that you enlist the assistance of the Rangers in finding his location. There is one here in Breeland, Saradan, who will be able to help you. Head out of Bree through the west gate and turn north along the Greenway. Seek Saradan at his cabin on the east side of the Greenway across from Thornley's worksite. Okay. Oh, and by the way, welcome with me to Book 2. We have completed Book 1. But I am going to take a quick break and I will be right back. Alright. Now, I'm back. Let's see if we can get into Book 2, The Red Maid. So we just talked to Gandalf, and we have to head north to Círdan. Everybody loads in their underwear. All right. So, Gandalf said to go out by the west gate, which is over that way. But instead, I'm going to be going out by the north gate. Look at that. So this wagon apparently lost control. Smack down here. This gentleman this hobbit hurt himself. And one hobbit got stuck in the bush wall. Little details like that are hilarious. Alright. So we're going to talk to Círdan. At his cabin. North of here. Thornley's worksite. So this worksite here has been under construction for the last 18 years. But when it started, it was just, I believe, this building here to my immediate right and the platform to my immediate left. And maybe the platform further away. But there has been advancements in the construction, which is interesting. They didn't just leave it that way and make it perpetually under construction. Well, it is perpetually under construction, but at least there's been advancement. It's kind of like government work, you know. Alright.
Greetings.
Says, I must confess that I do not know where Radagast was bound when he left here, other than eastward into the Lonelands. I do know that he was concerned with lightning, which he saw upon the peak of Weathertop. One of my kinsmen, Candaith, has already journeyed to Weathertop to investigate. Perhaps Radagast has joined him there. If you wish, my horse would bear you to Candaith's camp. Alright,
What do you need?
let's go to Candaith's encampment. And I don't think this is quick travel. I think it's literally going to ride me all the way there. So, give me a chance to talk about this stuff as things go. So over back in there, that area back there is a bunch of playing fields for hobnanigans, it's called. It's kind of like field hockey, but instead of a ball, you're knocking around chickens. And then this is the Bree Festival grounds. Whenever there's a holiday festival, that's one of the places you can go to do festival quests and get rewards. And around it is a horse racing track. Back up that hill, you can see the buildings over there. That's Hengstacer's farm, where you used to have to go in order to get a horse back in the day. There's a hedge maze. The hedge maze is more of a spring festival event, I believe. And then there's a different hedge maze for Halloween, which should be coming up relatively soon. Sometime obviously in October, but I mean the festival starts way before that. Those hills in the distance, they're across this river that comes out of the Nenharn Lake, and that is the North Downs, part of the North Downs. We're on our way to the Lone Lands, which is this area here. With the Forsaken Inn being on the way, and Weathertop. If you saw the first Lord of the Rings movie, we have Weathertop. Hey, Zuckmaster, how you doing? I see you came in. Yes, the adventure continues. We just started book 1. Book 2. And we're still in the foreword of book 2. So, we defeated what was his name? Sambrog, the White King, I guess, in the Great Barrow. And we're directed by Gandalf to find Radagast the Brown somewhere in the Lone Lands. So that's where we're headed right now. To Candaith's camp, which is right here, just at the foot of Weathertop. How have you been, Zuck? How was your day? Oh, you had a good day? Good. Glad. I had an alright day myself. Just got done, for the most part, moving the offices like I was saying about yesterday. So we're pretty much, settled. We still got some things to unpack and hang up and do, but we're pretty much settled. Everywhere you look, there's another set of ruins. Here's some ruins on that hill back there. Those look like ruins from Rudour, one of the North Kingdoms. That was when Arnor split up into a number of kingdoms. One of them was Rudour, which became a kingdom of evil men, eventually falling sway to Angmar. The Lone Lands here was part of the Kingdom of Rudour. So, one of the interesting things about Weathertop, which we should be able to see here in a second. There's some bits and pieces of it. There it is. Weathertop way up there. The path that we are on now was the road that was made to help supply Weathertop. And when it eventually fell and was sacked or destroyed, one of the reasons why it was destroyed is that road was blocked off. So if we actually got on a horse, let me see here, let me show you. If we got on a horse and rode back down this road here, eventually we would come to a roadblock of stones. Or at least we used to. I don't know, maybe we don't anymore. If they got rid of it, that's upsetting, because that was actually pretty lore accurate. But I don't see it anymore. Oh, there it is. See, the road was blocked. This was the supply road for Weathertop. And it was blocked off. Look, you can see it up there. Which then pretty much starved the fortress up there out, the watchtower, allowing it to be taken over pretty quickly and easily. Alright. I don't know how far I'm going to get in book 2 because I'm still in the forward and it's already orange, which means it's 3 to 4 levels above me. And I think the highest level above me you can get is the next level up, which is red, which is like 5 to 6 levels above me. So I might not be able to go very far tonight. So I might, I don't know, I might switch games.
Greetings.
I don't know. It says Radagast the Brown. I have not seen him and know not of his passing, but there is a cold and a shadow that has come to these lands of late.
What do you need?
Saradan's words come late to the lone lands. If Radagast the Brown passed into these lands, then perhaps he is not lost in this place. Then perhaps hope is not lost in this place. I have returned only recently from a journey in lands far to the east, lands held firmly in the grip of evil. When I returned from that journey, I learned to my dismay that evil does not stir in the east alone. Goblins now roam to the south, while their larger and more ferocious cousins among the orcs spread through the weather hills like a festering plague. I must find the main body of the orcs. If you will assist me in driving back the enemy in these hills, I will begin the search for Radagast the Brown. What do you say? So he's asking me to defeat melee white hand orcs and defeat ranged white hand orcs, so I will accept. Because the only good orc is a dead orc. And they're off in this direction. Here we go. Alright. So I recently changed how my streaming works. So maybe I can play a more graphically intense game and see how effective it is. But maybe not. Alright. Got a white hand pillager over here. Some melee work. Here's another pillager. Two more of them, and what? One more ranged? Yeah, one more ranged orc. There's a ranged orc right there. So as your adventure is gone, Zuckmaster, you played it all since yesterday. Let's see what's in this supply crate. Nada. Well, actually, that's not true. We got some barrow iron ore. Nice. Now we gotta go back to Kendaith and turn this quest in. All right.
What do you need?
Says, I thank you, Fangerbir, but my thanks are tempered with concern. I have never seen a force of orcs like this in Eriador before today. Organized and well provisioned. They hold an encampment and an outlet within the Midgewater Pass and bear a strange charge on their banners and shields, one that I have not seen before. Charge is the same thing as saying like symbol when it comes to heraldry and markings on medieval uniforms and armor and stuff like that. Their numbers at this camp are great, but the day may come when we can drive them howling from the lowlands. Not today, I fear, but perhaps not so far off. There is another matter that demands our attention, an urgent matter. We will see to the destruction of their camp in the Midgewater Pass later.
What can I do for you?
Says, as I began my search for Radagast near the Midgewater Pass, I witnessed an orc messenger depart in great haste. Quickly, I followed, trailing him eastward along the shoulder of the hills, and then south, but my search was interrupted. I could follow no further, for foul crabine circled above, and to be discovered would do greater injury to our work here than I can permit. Once again, I must call upon your aid. The messenger likely carries with him orders to the outlying camps. If you can intercept the messenger, we may learn the nature of these orders. So armed, we will be better equipped to deal with the orc threat. Search among the orc camps in Glum Hollow to the west, and return to me with the orders this messenger surely possesses. I will seek sign of Radagast's passage elsewhere. Okay, so essentially he just asked us to go back to where we just were killing orcs and kill at least one more orc. That's what I mean by the constant back and forth. Now let's get this going then. So I saw that you had checked out the videos on YouTube, at least left a comment on one of them. So I appreciate that, Zuck. Where is this messenger? There he is. See if I can manage to single him out instead of running in there and trying to kill everybody. Oh, he looks like he's leaving the camp. Let's pluck him right now. Alright, only drew one other. Oh look, there's two more messengers. Not very rare, are they? How many messages do they need to carry? Hey Zuckmaster, did you see that the new expansion is going to be coming out? I think, what is it, December 3rd? Yeah. Did you see the horses? See, I like the horses in this game. Yes, it's very good for the game that they keep pushing the story. But I like the horses in this game, so anything that comes with horses I like. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Let me just bring this over here real quick. Right? So here's the horses, here's the horse. And there's a camel. Not to mention this interesting armor with the face shield. Yeah, for Gondor. And then I'm assuming this is a cobra pet. Yeah, Harad. There's a couple other images here. Like this looks like it's inside of a dwarven hold of some kind. That guy looks nasty. I did see one other picture here. I guess I didn't. I know I saw. Oh, you know what it was? I watched. There's a teaser trailer here. I don't know if I can play it though. I don't know how copyright stuff would work in that. But yeah, and it's actually cheaper. This is in US dollars, but it's actually cheaper than I remember other Ultimate Fan bundles being, which I'm pretty sure I've gotten every one of them since they started doing it. I got this one, I got that one, I got that one, I got that Gundabad one. Yep. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure since they started doing the Ultimate Fan bundles, I've been getting them, and now they're all $129. I seem to remember once at one point they were like $200 and something. So that's nice. Look at all this stuff you get though. Level 150 gear, level 150 items, basic legendary item boxes, the Valor level boost package to 150. I don't know. So I keep getting this stuff. I don't think I've never played any of this expansion. I've never played any of this expansion, the Umbar one. I have played Before the Shadow. I've played that pretty much to death. That was fun. I haven't done any of the Gundabad stuff. So it's like I get them because eventually I'd like to get out there, but I just never seem to. I'm too slow a player, you know. I'm hoping that by by doing this on stream, it'll kind of force me to keep moving forward on the story. But look at this, Golden Lion weapon aura. That's going to look neat. Camel and War Steed of the Golden Lion. All right, baby camel pet. Why didn't they show that in the picture? That's nice. armor pack of the Vigilant Sentinel, camel and war steed of the Vigilant Sentinel. So it's not just like you get, there's a lot of horses and steeds. Steed of the Citadel. There's a lot of steeds involved in this. Oh, Steed of the Citadel, though, that's been around for a while. I might already have that one. Or at least I do an alt. But yeah, there's a lot of pretty neat stuff that comes in it. I'm excited. I'm always excited to see the game move on, and one of the reasons why I like to go and get the Ultimate Fan Bundle is because I like to support the game. I've had a lifetime membership for a long time, and so technically I won't need to buy it in order to play it, but I like to support the game. I like to keep the game going, so if by once every couple of years or something I buy an Ultimate Fan Bundle, I think that's worth it. That's just me. Anyway, let me bring this back over here. So let's see what Gandalf has to say.
Greetings.
So these orders are written in the black speech, Vandermeer. Amazon? Oh, yeah, I keep hearing about that, and then I keep hearing that it's not going to happen, and then I keep hearing it is going to happen, then it's not going to happen. Really, what I think they should do is they shouldn't start a new one. They should upgrade this one. Just update this one. It's already all there. They've done a lot of the deep research into it. They've done a lot of the world building and lore building, and they did a great job at it. Just update this one. What's to stop Amazon from buying this MMO and upgrading it? The only thing I could think of is it probably would take a lot of work to upgrade stuff, but then you just roll it out like you do, like a slow roll, like a lot of other things. Anyway, Vandermeer, a tongue I have never desired to learn. I should have been prepared for this, but I hoped that we would learn something useful immediately. While you were seeking these orders, I followed signs of Radagast through the hills. I was not alone in this pursuit, as a patrol of orcs soon happened upon my location. I was forced to break off my pursuit, and I lost my bow as I evaded the orcs beneath the eaves of the wood. It was a close thing, Vandermeer, a close encounter that yielded insight into the orcs' leadership. You did well for your part, and soon we will understand the intentions of these orcs as well as their leadership. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, going back to the Amazon Lord of the Rings MMO, I'm not confident though that Amazon could do a good job. That's why I'm saying they should just get this one and update this one, because I have a strong feeling that Amazon is going to mess it up, kind of like how they messed up, in my opinion, their Lord of the Rings show that they just had. Now I forget the name of it. Man, I'm not doing good today. Let's see. Amazon Lord of the Rings show. Rings of Power. Duh. That's what it was. Like, I don't think they're doing a good job with that show. They changed a lot of stuff. They created a lot of characters that didn't need to exist. I don't know. And the whole female dwarf thing. She didn't even have a beard, bro. Female dwarf. Didn't have a beard. She just had bigger sideburns or something like that. It's like, come on, man. Let's play with the lore, right? people like this stuff because of the lore, and when you start messing with the lore, you're gonna make people mad at you. If that makes any sense. You know? Lord of the Rings is a big thing because of its fan base. Its fan base likes the lore. You know? It's huge. Everybody knows about Lord of the Rings. You know? And so you're not just going to get randos coming in, random people coming in to watch something, as much as you're going to be able to draw in the fan base. Right? Well, if you go and change stuff, you're going to ruin it. You're not, the people that like it typically are not going to like that because you're changing stuff. Whether or not you're changing it for what either the right or left would call nefarious purposes, or because you think you know better than what Tolkien thought, you know, is immaterial to the fact of how strong the fan base is, and you're just destroying it. You know, same thing with Star Wars and Disney. They kind of just like that trilogy with Kylo Ren and all that. It feels like they were trying to just rewrite Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6, but with a female lead, and it wasn't even nearly as well written as the original Episodes 4, 5, and 6, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. You know? But it felt like they were trying. It just didn't work out. You know? And it didn't work out because they started throwing in all this weird stuff. You know, The Mandalorian. I was so happy when The Mandalorian came out. Yeah, you said it, not me. You said it, not me. Right? I was so happy when The Mandalorian came out. I watched the first couple episodes of The Mandalorian, and I was like, I just, inside, I felt, this is Star Wars. You know? I said, this is Star Wars when The Mandalorian came out. Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, there's parts where Peter Jackson, the director of Lord of the Rings, the movies, and the Hobbit movies, but before the Hobbit movies were made, Peter Jackson was like, this is not our story. Right? So we don't need to inject our own beliefs into this story. He was very adamant in trying to stay true to form of what Tolkien was trying to get at. And it worked. You know, it literally, like, it blew the story up. There were people that, you know, before the movies came out, you know, there were a lot of people that had no idea what Lord of the Rings was. No idea at all. Never heard of it. You know? And then the movies came out, and all of a sudden, like, you can go talk to anybody. Hey, do you know what Lord of the Rings is? Yeah, I know what Lord of the Rings is. You know, they might not know a lot about it, but they know what it is. You know, it's that kind of name recognition. It's kind of like walking around, hey, have you ever heard of Star Wars? You know, have you ever heard of Star Trek? You know, people know that. You know? So now it has that kind of name recognition because Peter Jackson was like, I'm just going to try to stay true to form. And I'm not going to inject my own personal beliefs into this movie. And it worked. You know? Yeah. So, like I said, when The Mandalorian came out, I was super excited. I was like, Star Wars is back, baby. This is great. You know? And then Pedro Pascal started trying to push his own thing because he was like, how come I can never get my face on screen? Because he didn't really care that the Mandalorians have this code, you know, those super, what's the term? Like the super old school, hardcore Mandalorians who, like, they never remove their helmet around other people. You know? He wanted to get his face on screen. That's my opinion, but I think that's what happened. And so next thing you know, there's those scenes, which most of that episode was done good, but the scenes where he's riding on that train car hovercraft thing because they need the explosives or something like that, where they need to destroy the place where explosives. I don't remember what it was. But the fight scene on these moving segmented hover trains was pretty cool. Then they get into the building, and now he's taking off his helmet because he quote unquote has to take off his helmet. I don't know. I didn't think it was. And then there's other parts later on where it happens. But even with that stuff, I still felt like that was way more true to form of the feel of Star Wars. You know? Then they did, what was that other show? Oh, man. The other Star Wars show that, not The Acolyte, that one bombed badly. It's before The Acolyte. It had a couple of other characters that were, was it from, was it Ahsoka? It might have been Ahsoka. Where it was like, oh, anybody can use the Force, you just have to try hard. Well, part of the point is that, like, some people are just Force people. Some people are not good at using the Force at all, no matter how hard you try. You know, stuff like that. And it's like, you know, it kind of like removes the onus or the importance of certain aspects of the story that have already been told, in some cases 50 years ago, you know? Anyway, let me get back to Candaith here. Book 2, Chapter 3. So I would have easily evaded the orcs I pursued, Vandermeer, were it not for the War Master that traveled with them, Uzor. They called him and gave to him what respect that their kind reserve for their strongest and fiercest warriors. It is likely that Uzor returned to Bleak Rift within Midgewater Pass, for that seemed to be his domain. He must be slain, and whatever orders were given him recovered. Bleak Rift is northwest of here, on the northeastern edge of the Midgewater Pass, surrounded by a shallow body of water. Defeat War Master Uzor and look for a letter of some kind near his person. Return to me victorious, and we will discuss further what must be done. Bleak Rift is likely to be a dangerous place, Vandermeer. Be careful. I will continue my search for Radagast. Alright. Let us go kill this War Master Uzor, which he's back this way. Dang it, Zuck. You made me rant, and now I'm a little angry. Why do you gotta do that to me? Why you gotta get me mad? You're gonna get me in trouble on this platform, you know that? Because this platform is run by people that like that stuff. I don't want to get kicked out. You're gonna get me in trouble. Okay, so I gotta get up here. I guess I'll kill this orc because it is a deed. May as well kill him in this scene. And again, the only good orc is a dead orc. There it is. The camp where Uzor can be found. Oh, that was weird. Okay, he just disappeared. Oh, what the heck? What is it do? Oh, I got it. There we go, level up. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Level 19. One more level to go, and I hit 21 without dying. Now that I've thoroughly jinxed myself, let's go into a strongly held orc encampment. Oh, there's somebody else in here fighting. Oh, and there she is. You jerk. One shot at that orc. Well, looks like I'm not gonna have to kill very many orcs. Oh. She left a couple. Well, what do you think, Zuck? Are you a Star Wars fan at all? Yeah, okay. I used to be a huge Star Wars fan. Right before the special editions came out for the original 3, right before they came out, they put the originals as they were originally released in the theaters. And I must have been how old was I? I had to have been like 14, 15, maybe 16 years old when they re-released the originals before they did the special editions. Yeah. And I went and saw them in the theater, and I was like, this is amazing. So I just like kind of binged them. I watched them, and then they released like a month later or something like that. They released the Empire Strikes Back, and then and then like a month or two after that, they released Return of the Jedi. And I'm saying back in the theaters, though. Back in the theaters, I saw it in the theater. Not the 1970s, obviously. I'm not that old, but they in like the 90s, I believe it was. They re-released them to the theater and went and saw them, and then they released them all as special editions. So I went and saw all of them. And then they did the prequel trilogy. And at first I was like, what is this? I don't know. But then as the prequel trilogy went on, I was like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. And then I started actually really liking it. Especially when the clones, the clone soldiers started doing their thing and in the second one. I was like, you got me. This is good. Right? When they saved Obi-Wan and Padme and Anakin in that arena, right? Kind of like a gladiatorial arena. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I was sold. I didn't like Jar Jar Binks, but I think that's a common thing. I don't think a lot of people like Jar Jar Binks. But I think they were trying too hard to be funny with Jar Jar. If they had toned him down just a little bit, it would have been fine. They were trying too hard to be funny. But anyway, I was like, that's great. Then eventually the sequel trilogy came out, and I started hearing stuff, and I was like, what? And then I was watching clips of it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see this. Finally, I ended up seeing it when it was on Blu-ray or something like that, and I was just like, this is not good. This is not good. So, kind of just upset me. Have you seen any of The Mandalorian? Yeah, I got all the special editions on DVD back in the day. If I looked around, I'd probably find them. I'd probably find them again. They're around here somewhere. You want to hear a controversial opinion? I actually liked the Solo movie with the young Han Solo, where he meets Chewbacca and all that kind of stuff. I actually liked that movie. Rogue One was good. I liked Rogue One. I heard Andor is pretty good. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good. I might start watching that.
How can I be of service?
Another letter written in the black speech, Vandermeer, and its meaning evades me as did that of its fellow. This one, however, bears the mark of the white hand. I must know what message this letter bears, Vandermeer. This is not a task for you, Vandermeer. I have finally discovered information on the whereabouts of Radagast, but there is something that you should see first.
What do you need?
As I was returning from the lands to the east, the night sky over Weathertop was lit by bright flashes of white light, akin to lightning, yet no clouds darkened the sky, and of thunder there was no sound. I think that no ordinary storm visited Amun Sul that night. I ask you to search the ruins atop Weathertop and see if there is anything to find, my friend. If you find anything out of the ordinary, return to me immediately. Okay. Climb up Weathertop. Here we go. I mean, there were things about Solo that I didn't really like. Like, I didn't like the droid that was overly combative, of whatever her name was. And I didn't like how she was incorporated into the Millennium Falcon. I just thought that was... I felt like that was weirdness because they were trying to push an agenda or something like that. It just didn't feel... It felt like they were trying to sneak stuff into that. You know what I mean? It just felt underhanded. I don't know how to explain it. But all in all, I did like the Solo story, and I was pretty interested to see the appearance of Darth Maul at the end there, because I had never seen the Clone Wars show, so I didn't know he was still alive. Spoiler alert if you also didn't know. Sorry if I ruined something for you. Going up to Weathertop. Here we go. You take a rubbing of the runes on the rock and put it in your pack. Hey, Zuckmaster, if you don't already know about this, pay attention, because this is neat. If you go back here, oh, hold up, let me kill this crow. Is it back here? Yeah, here he is. Here we go, the adventures of Floyd and DeWitt. So this guy is in random locations all around Middle-earth. And you can find him. And it gives you a deed. You've got to find him in all these different places. Lothlorien, Mirkwood, Moria, Evendim, Enedwaith, and Dunland. So if you didn't know about that, there you go. I wish I could get Floyd, the mighty steed. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, because all you get is just the title, Fandrameer the Wanderer. That's a pretty cool horse. It almost looks like the in-league horse, doesn't it? But when you ride that one, you get drunk, and that's not fun. So if you didn't know, mark that down. All over the place. Alright. I'm going to try to take a faster way down. Oh, look, there she is. There's a faster way down. Oh, it looks like she's doing it. There's got to be a faster way down. I could hear you say, "Don't do it. Don't jump." Come on now. What is this? There we go. It's almost like rock climbing in Skyrim. Mountain climbing. I could almost believe that there was something back here at one point. Oh, oof. That made me a little nervous. Little inside information on me. I am deathly afraid of heights. I just do not like them. Like, I could jump out of an aircraft, parachute. That's fine. That's no problem. I've done that. It's like falling off a roof. Something like that is what I'm afraid of. Breaking a leg, you know, permanently injuring myself. That's something I don't want to do. Permanently injure myself. Where is he? He's over there. Yeah, he's over there. Alright, come here. Come here, orc. Yeah, it's like falls that I'll die because of, I'm okay with. Falls where I'll have to deal with pain for an extended period of time, that I'm not okay with. This kind of clipping always makes me mad. She got down faster than I did. I'm gonna wave. Hello. Celestial legend. Alright.
Greetings.
You found something. Let me see this rock rubbing you have made. The runes are common, but I do not know what they signify. I'm afraid this does not tell me much of the lightning, Vandermeer, but it tells me something of the source. Likely the same person responsible for sending you to me. Let's do the solo one.
How can I be of service?
Vandermeer, I have news of Radagast, but I must ask you once again to for assistance here. The letter you recovered from Bleak Rift speaks of the Orcs' true goals, taking controls of Amansul. Orc forces are to move toward the crest of Amansul under cover of night, and will move in a large group, establishing small units along the paths from that larger force. We cannot stand against the force when they are assembled, but we can once they are splintered. They wish to establish a base that will allow them advantage over the entirety of the Lonelands. We must foil their plan, Vandermeer. Return to me when you are ready. Together we shall scale Amansul and defeat Rigul, their leader, before he can carry out his master's will. Alright, let's do it.
What can I do for you?
If you're prepared, I will lead the way. Alright.
What do you need?
We must make haste, Fendermere. We have the leaders of these Urukai cornered like rats upon the slopes of Weathertop. If we could defeat them, we may yet break the will of this warband and drive them whimpering to their masters in the south. Be prepared for anything. Their leaders have all gathered on the hill. Alright, well then, yeah, let's go. I always think it's funny how they have to run back to where they were before they made contact. To kind of keep them, on track of their programming. That's kind of funny. That's right. I'll forge ahead and just kill everything. This. Do we? Or does he open it? The road diverges ahead. Remember the torches, light the bonfires, this may help you. We need to be swift, these orcs must be driven out of Lone Lands. We cannot fail here. Alright, the path diverges ahead. I shall follow the trail to the right, you follow the path to the left. If all goes well, we will meet again at the peak, upon the peak of Weathertop. Wait until I have passed from sight before you proceed. Remember, we must defeat the leaders of the warband if we are to discourage them. Use the torches you find on the unlit pyres along the path. They may draw the attention of nearby orcs. Okay. I guess I didn't need that. We will meet at the crest of Weathertop. Yeah, see, I didn't need that. I'll just drop it. I don't want to light all the pyres. I only need to light one. Alright. Man. Come on. There we go. All right. Always go for the ranged ones. In my opinion, they tend to hurt more. White Hand Conscript. Where are they conscripting from? That's weird. So what's it like up in Quebec? Go back in 35 minutes? Go back where? Are you saying you're going to be leaving in 35 minutes? this is the only... Oh, here we go. And... Feed Muzz. Where is Muzz? I'm guessing this is where he spawns at. So instead, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to light that pyre right there using this torch, which is then going to draw goblins down, opening that gate. What do you mean go back in 35 minutes though? I don't get that. That all right. Here are all these wargs. Ooh. I'll have to use my weapon. Whew. Oh, I'm still getting hit. Man, oh man. I almost bit it. I was so close to 20, I almost died. Gotta be a little bit more careful, huh? Let's hit you. Nice. Alright. Alright. Let me check something out here. Alright, so I have Valor now. Hold on, let me pull something up. So, if you're ever curious about how to set up your character, you can go to a website I like to go to called LotROHQ.com, and there's different kinds of builds set up where people have figured out the most effective way that they think you can run a character, you know. So I like to follow that mostly because I don't have the time or energy to try to figure it all out myself, you know. The heck? Why is this saying save to this PC? Okay. Alright. Now, I feel like I should kill Mutz first, which I think I'm going to do. like that was the right move. Nice. Almost at the top, Zuck. Almost at the top. See, that's why I killed that guy first. And look, last one. There we go. Level 20. Title awarded. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Make active. The Undying. I got it, Zuck. I made it. Sure is lonely at the pinnacle. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that uncommon. Alright. Pushing forward. Let's get that guy. Ooh, I got some additional skills here I didn't know about. Feral Strikes. Oh, this is the one that removes corruptions, so I'm gonna want to put that there. This is the one that interrupts inductions, so I'm gonna put you there. And this one wakes me out of dazes. So perfect. And I got a mail. Oh. I got a lot of stuff in my inventory. Look at that. Circlet of Man. I guess let's open some of these loot boxes. Oh, I don't have enough room to do that. What the heck does that mean? What's in that loot box? Sometimes I like to see what the cosmetics of a weapon are. 'Cause maybe I want to hold on to it then. But then I almost never end up using that cosmetic, so it's like a waste of space. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I already got that in my my wardrobe, whatever you want to call it. Alright, now let's see. Hat of the Avid Birder. Oh, that's nice. Mithril Ring of the Wayfarer. Oh, Tome of the Dashing Dusky Parrot. That's neat. Where is that at? There we go. Let's see what this parrot looks like. Oh, I like the feathers on the tail there. That's neat. Okay. Got enough to open two more. We got small potted date palm. And another one of those mithril rings. And then last one. Tome of the Sandpiper. That's cool too. Let's see what that looks like. Meanwhile, Candace is at the top like, where is Vandermeer? Oh, they gave it a chicken sound. Oh well, that's pretty neat though. Speaking of pets, I forgot to bring my dog out again. Hi, Chase. Alright, let's do this. let us go and meet Candace at the top of Weathertop here. Oh. There he is. You have done well, Vandermeer, better than I. It appears Urukai and orcs nearly bested me and my wounds run deep. But you must not concern yourself with me now. Beyond the gate is the Uruk who leads this force. Pass through the gate and defeat him. We cannot allow these orcs to have a hold in the north. Alright, so this... I will open the gate and hold the rear guard. Okay, yeah, you do that, buddy. You do that. I will remain here to stop the enemy should they decide to flee. Thanks. Leaving it all up to me, I see. Alright. Okay. Oh, jeez. Let's try this. Oh, dang it. I'm pushing all these weird buttons. Hold on. And there we go. Alright. Alright. I am in area. I'm in Lowlands, so select that. Clear list. Alright. You did very well. Oh. My wounds are grievous, but I shall recover. Come, we shall return to my camp. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just finished the assault on Amun Sul. I believe that's the name of the instance. Skirmish. Skirmishes. I'm not doing them. I am probably about almost halfway through book 2, if my memory serves.
Greetings.
So do not concern yourself with the orcs that remain. This far removed from the Southlands, they will dwindle and become only a small danger to travelers to the lowlands. We have won a pivotal battle, my friend. You have earned some rest, I think, for the great threat posed by these orcs is now finished. Now let me aid you in your endeavor to find Radagast the Brown. Oh, those leggings are better than what I got on.
What can I do for you?
Oh, they're interesting color, Candace. I managed to trek Radagast south, and there met friends, the Aglain, who make some ruins here in the lowlands their home. They are solitary and quiet people, having shunned societal obligation for a simple life eked out here. The few that do venture towards the more civilized areas of the world are still different than most you will ever meet. Because of this nature, they are truly wary of anyone who wishes to traffic with them or their allies, and it seems that Radagast has enlisted their aid, not only now, but at some time in the distant past. I fear that you will need to earn the right to speak with Radagast. I have done what part I can. My horse will take you south and west to the Forsaken Inn. There you should seek an audience with Gedaric Muntz. He will know your name. Be safe, Vandermeer. Alright, well, let's
How can I be of
travel
service?
to the Forsaken Inn. Huh, what is this? Oh, it's a... yeah. I am going to put these loot boxes in my filter, though, because I don't like spending money on keys. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to sell it. Browse the shop. And that. Oh, you know what I'm doing? It's stupid. I should do this. Alright, you're gonna go there. You're gonna get tossed. Alright. No, I don't need that. 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 Put you there. Put you there. You guys need to move down. And, okay, yes. Alright. Now I gotta go into this place and find this. Gadrick Munce. Here we go.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Candace is a good man who has taken a chance by giving us his word that you can be trusted. For his sake, and our continued friendship with him, I hope that you are worth the risk. We are simple people who wish to remain apart from society, but there are efforts that all must undertake to survive, and we will ask you for assistance to prove that you are worthy.
It's a sorry day.
You have toiled long, and we are grateful for all you have done. You appear to have the best intentions towards our people. For this, we will grant you the request you ask. And that's as far as I can get tonight, because I am too low of a level to pick up the next quest. But I did hit level 20, which is great. Yeah. So we're about halfway, in my opinion. I could be wrong. You know, I could look it up. Let me look it up. Let me look up LotRO Wiki. Quests. Oh, I should have done Epic Quests. Epic Quests. Legacy of Angmar. Book 1. Oh, I'm in Book 2. What am I talking about? Book 2. Quest chain. And what did I just... Oh, that's before the shadow. It's like, that doesn't seem right. Let me back out of that. I don't want before the shadow stuff. I want the shadows of Angmar. There we go. Here we go. Red Maid. Alright. So I just retook Weathertop, protected by the Aglain. So I just finished chapter 6 of 16 chapters. So I got 10 chapters left to go in book 2. I feel like I keep falling behind. I'm gonna have to adjust my schedule to not say book 3 tomorrow, because I don't think I'll get there. But anyway, that will be then that for the night. If you like what you saw, go to Twitch, give me a follow. I am putting this up on YouTube, that's why I just said it that way. This will be uploaded onto YouTube under the same YouTube handle. It's in my Twitch account, but if it's under Fandramir on YouTube as well, where I post the introduction, the prologue, the first half of book 1, the rest of book 1 that I finished today, and then the first 6 chapters of book 2. Alright, I'm contemplating uploading the beginner instance, because I did record that, I did stream that. It's not on there currently though, so. But there was an instance there of me arguing with a bot. Well, not arguing, but not knowing I was talking to a bot trying to get me on Discord. Luckily, my Discord did not work, or I might have done something that I might have regretted down the line. But now I know. So maybe I'll post that as like a warning to others. Hey, this is not normal. But anyway, that's it for tonight. It's been about 2 hours anyway. I have a small headache, but that's okay. And yeah, I'll see if I'll do my very best to get back on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, at which time we will at least attempt to work our way through book 2. I'll try to see if I can't level up between now and then enough to be able to continue on the story. Anyway, that's it. This is Fandramir, and I will say good night.